I happened in Canada, Rick Ross got.
February 13th, the Big Meech home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done.
Oh, family, the bedrock of society, the source of our deepest connections, and sometimes the battleground for our most intense conflicts. We love them, we rely on them, we build with them, but what happens when the bonds of family are stretched to their breaking point by the immense pressures of a billion-dollar empire? When loyalty clashes with ambition and brotherhood is tested by the intoxicating allure of power and wealth, this is the gripping saga of the Flannery brothers, Demetrius Big Meech and Terry Southwest T, the architects of BMF Black Mafia family. Their story transcends the typical narrative of drugs and crime. It's a modern-day epic, a Shakespearean tragedy unfolding in the 21st century filled with sibling rivalry, perceived betrayals, and a stunning business coup orchestrated by the master strategist himself, 50 Cent. Prepare to be captivated because this family feud has rewritten the rules of the game and the final outcome is anything but certain.
Gang, we 2 days away from the Big Meech concert. Get your tickets right now. Make sure everybody flying to the city for this. It's gonna be huge.
Before the private jets, the mansions, and the Jacob the Jeweler bling, there were the streets of Detroit. Born into a working-class family, Demetrius and Terry Flannery witnessed firsthand the limitations and struggles of their environment. This shared experience forged an unbreakable bond and ignited a hunger for something more, something bigger than their circumstances. Driven by an entrepreneurial spirit and an undeniable charisma, particularly in Big Meech, they began building their empire from the ground up. Starting small, their ambition was anything but. BMF wasn't just about selling drugs, it was about building a brand, a lifestyle, a movement. Their early success was meteoric, fueled by shrewd business acumen, a ruthless efficiency, and an uncanny ability to expand their network across state lines. From local hustling, they rapidly scaled their operation, transforming BMF into a national force, a sprawling network that touched every corner of America. They weren't just participants in the drug trade, they were innovators, pioneers in a dangerous game, and their lavish lifestyle became the ultimate symbol of their improbable rise, masking the fault lines that were already beginning to fracture their brotherhood.
Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
While united by blood and ambition, the Flannery brothers were fundamentally different men. Terry the Elder was the meticulous strategist, the quiet mastermind who preferred to operate in the shadows. He was the numbers guy, the logistics expert, the one who ensured the intricate machinery of BMF ran smoothly and profitably. Big Meech, in stark contrast, was the charismatic frontman, the magnetic personality who thrived in the spotlight. He was the face of BMF, the public persona who craved recognition and adulation. This dichotomy in their personalities, initially perhaps a complementary strength, gradually became a source of friction. Terry, ever pragmatic and risk-averse, grew increasingly frustrated with Meech's flamboyant displays of wealth and his insatiable need for public validation, fearing it would draw unwanted attention. Subtle power struggles began to emerge, disagreements over operational strategies, and a growing sense of resentment simmering beneath the surface of their seemingly unified front. The seeds of sibling rivalry, planted early on, were beginning to sprout, threatening to choke the very foundation of their empire. Before the dramatic Bentley incident, smaller cracks, barely perceptible to the outside world, were already weakening their fraternal bond.
Big Meech's giant welcome home concert was canceled.
Put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal.
The Bentley Azure. More than just a luxury car, it was a symbol of Big Meech's hard-earned success, a rolling testament to his arrival in the upper echelons of wealth. But for Terry, it became a lightning rod, a catalyst that exposed the raw nerve of their simmering conflict. When Mary J. Blige, a cultural icon, was seen driving Meech's Bentley in a national Coca-Cola commercial, Terry's controlled demeanor shattered. He wasn't in California to witness it firsthand. He was in Detroit, operating his separate faction of BMF, feeling increasingly marginalized and disrespected. The commercial wasn't just an advertisement. In Terry's eyes, it was a deliberate act of betrayal, a public flaunting of Meech's dominance, and a blatant disregard for his own contributions. The phone lines between Detroit and California lit up, not with business deals, but with accusations and fury. Terry's rage wasn't solely about the car, it was about years of feeling like the less appreciated, less recognized brother, finally exploding over what seemed like a trivial, yet deeply symbolic, slight. The Bentley Azure, meant to represent success, instead became an emblem of their fracturing brotherhood, accelerating their descent towards legal jeopardy and irreconcilable differences.
Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it. I'm just talking.
As the DEA tightened its noose around BMF, the brothers' contrasting operational styles, once perhaps complementary, now became stark liabilities. Terry, comfortable with open communication and perhaps overconfident in his operational security, frequently used phones to discuss sensitive business matters, inadvertently creating a treasure trove of evidence for federal investigators. Big Meech, more street-savvy and acutely aware of surveillance risks, preferred face-to-face meetings and avoided leaving a digital footprint. This fundamental difference in their approach to risk management became a significant point of contention, with Meech later implying that Terry's communication habits directly contributed to their legal downfall. When the brothers faced trial, the simmering tensions erupted into open warfare. A pre-trial meeting intended to strategize and present a united front devolved into a volatile shouting match, echoing through the courtroom and exposing the irreparable rift between them. Their lawyers, witnesses, and even the judge could hear the raw animosity as years of resentment poured out. In the face of overwhelming legal pressure, their brotherhood completely dissolved, leaving them isolated and vulnerable, each brother facing the consequences of their choices and the weight of their broken bond. The courtroom became the final stage for their personal drama, a public spectacle of a once unbreakable partnership imploding under pressure.
February 13th, the Big Meech home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done.
Into this fractured landscape stepped Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, a master of reinvention and business acumen. Recognizing the immense untapped potential of the BMF story, 50 Cent saw not just a narrative, but a brand. While Big Meech remained incarcerated, 50 Cent engaged in shrewd negotiations with Tammy Cowens, the holder of Meech's life rights. For Cowens, perhaps seeking financial security or a clean break, selling the rights to 50 Cent presented a viable opportunity. For 50 Cent, it was a calculated investment, a chance to acquire the exclusive narrative control of a story ripe for adaptation. But he didn't stop at just securing the story. In a move of unparalleled business foresight, 50 Cent trademarked the very name BMF. This wasn't just about making a TV show, it was about owning the entire brand, erecting a legal fortress around the Black Mafia family name, and controlling its commercial destiny. It was a strategic masterstroke, transforming a street legend's brand into a valuable corporate asset, firmly placing 50 Cent at the helm of the BMF universe. This move effectively changed the entire game, shifting the power dynamics and leaving Big Meech in a legally precarious position.
Well, look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film.
The streets were buzzing with anticipation. Big Meech, after decades behind bars, was finally free. Rapper Rick Ross, ever the opportunist and admirer of the BMF legend, envisioned a grand Welcome Back Big Meech concert, a celebratory event emblazoned with the iconic BMF logo. The hype was building, tickets were selling, and the stage was set for a triumphant return. But 50 Cent, now the legal gatekeeper of the BMF brand, swiftly and decisively shut it down. A cease and desist order landed, delivered with the force of 50 Cent's formidable legal machinery. The concert, advertised and promoted using the trademarked BMF name, was deemed a blatant infringement. Rick Ross, publicly defiant but legally outmaneuvered, was forced to cancel the event. His dreams of a BMF-branded spectacle dashed against the brick wall of 50 Cent's trademark ownership. The The cancellation served as a stark and public demonstration of 50 Cent's power, a clear message to anyone attempting to capitalize on the BMF name without his explicit consent. Even figures as prominent as Floyd Mayweather and Lil Meech found themselves similarly constrained, realizing the formidable legal barrier erected by 50 Cent's strategic trademarking. As if the BMF trademark wasn't enough of a legal labyrinth, another layer of complexity emerged, further tightening the noose around Big Meech's ability to control his own narrative. Dexter Sosa Hussey, a former BMF associate, entered the trademark arena, securing the rights to the full name Black Mafia Family. This unexpected move added another significant obstacle for Big Meech. Now, he wasn't just barred from using the acronym BMF, even the complete, unabbreviated name of his organization was legally protected by someone else. Big Meech found himself in an almost surreal predicament. The very name he coined, the brand he built from the ground up, was now legally off-limits, fragmented and controlled by external forces. His own identity, inextricably linked to the BMF moniker, was now entangled in a web of trademark law, a stark illustration of how easily a street-born legend could be legally dispossessed of his own legacy in the modern business landscape. The cumulative effect of these trademarks painted a bleak picture for Big Meech's future control over his own story and brand. And so, the saga of BMF continues to unfold, a complex tapestry woven with threads of ambition, betrayal, and the ever-shifting dynamics of power. 50 Cent, holding the reins of the BMF brand, is poised to expand the universe with plans for spin-offs and new narratives, potentially even shifting the perspective to law enforcement in BMF Immortals. Big Meech, the once untouchable kingpin, now finds himself a spectator in his own story, watching as his brand is reshaped and monetized by others. His path to reclaiming any semblance of control seems to hinge on the possibility of reconciliation with his brother Terry, perhaps leveraging Terry's 263 inches brand as a backdoor into the entertainment world. Can the Flannery brothers, scarred by years of rivalry and betrayal, find a way to bridge the chasm that divides them, even if only for business? Or will the BMF legacy forever be defined by 50 Cent's strategic takeover, leaving Big Meech to grapple with the bitter irony of being legally locked out of his own creation? The family feud turned business battle is far from over, and the final chapter remains tantalizingly unwritten. What do you predict will be the next twist in this incredible story? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you were hooked by this deep dive into the BMF saga, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more exclusive content from The Sauce. Thanks for watching. Peace out.